Periscope, we're live at least.
And we're live on YouTube.
YouTube, we're live. Yes. Hell yes. Cheers, Treasy.
Happy 108
Happy
Day.
108 Day. 108ing Day.
We're here from the Beef Cave, having a couple drinks.
Just got done watching the president speak, and then...
And now we're going to do our commentary. No.
Absolutely not.
That is one thing that we have no idea what's going on. We just saw a bunch of people talking to the screen.
I could never really decipher anything involved in politics. I just don't understand most of it. So, like, I don't understand what's being said first, then the other side rebuts, and I don't understand that either.
The only thing I took away from that whole thing was that however much money they're asking for, more money has been spent on plastic surgery amongst the people that spoke.
Yes, that's 100% true.
But that's besides the point. Today is 108 Day, and we're going to talk about other shit that is more important.
Absolutely.
Like 108. And our top 5 108ing days of the past year.
Yes.
So we'll get it started. We got to go all the way over to the UK for our first, which is number 5.
Yep.
Our guy Nick Clark from the
Absolutely.
UK shows up at the
Crosstown Wasted tailgate. Yeah, he showed up. We thought he was going to come. He had a long day of enjoying some soccer on the telly. He had been out spirited battle, and then he showed up to hang out with us. And he proceeded to continue to 108, and he may or may not have humped Ron Kittle's leg. I'm not sure.
I mean, he was really into it. And the thing that's awesome about when he comes out is usually it's like a day game, right? So it's like kind of the middle of the day or even early evening. But he's a big soccer guy, too. So he's out at, I don't know, like 7 in the morning, 6:30 in the morning. He's already drinking then. So he's had, 14 more dollars by the time he even gets to the tailgate. So it's pretty impressive what he can do over an entire day's period. And that's what clocks him in at the number 5 108ing appearance of the year.
There's no question. I could just remember right before the game. Actually, the game started already. The tailgate broke up. A bunch of us rolled over. We decided we were going towards gate 5. We decided we're going to use the porta potties before we go inside. So it's me, you, My Sox Summer. Aloha, Mr. Hand. We're all standing in line right there. We see Nick Clark sitting off to the side, just head in hand like this, and we knew things weren't good. We rolled past him. About 3 innings later, some other fellow 108 friends dropped him off, just sort of dumped him on our section for us. He wanted to go to the 108, that's where he was.
I like they found him. He was trying to get into the park. They helped him get in.
They did.
And then he said, "Take me to the 108," and they took him. So it was that's number 5. Number 4 is our guy from Future Sox, Brian Billick.
Yes.
Opening day. Brian had a huge opening day.
He did.
It wasn't a great game, and he took it out on the section on section 108. He took it out. Beeflo, why don't you tell a little bit about what happened there?
Well, Brian Billick and White Sox Dave and a couple other gentlemen rolled over to the 108 to come hang out with us. This was around the 8th inning, I think, and the White Sox held the lead. They went into the 9th, proceeded to blow that lead. And a lot of anger amongst the group. Obviously, we know the team's going nowhere, but everyone kind of wants them to win. Brian Billick got upset, and he might have stomped out the cup holder over seat 4 in our row in section 108. That cup holder didn't get replaced for half the season.
That's on the Sox, though.
It is, yes. It did nothing happen. I still have it. It's still down here in the Beef Cave. But it was hilarious to go to every game. Every couple of games we'd shoot a picture of it just to show like how this still hasn't. And then when they finally replaced it, everything in the whole section, all the seats, everything is all green. That one fucking cup holder was black. The Sox couldn't afford to get another green one. They had to put a fucking black one on there. It was ridiculous. So
they used the one that he showed us on Amazon. There was like $1.99.
Yeah, exactly. So anytime you see Brian Billick writing stuff for Future Sox, or you hear him doing a hit on 670, the score sounds so professional and everything. But he gets drunk as a motherfucker like the rest of us, and then shit happens. So that's our number 4.
I love that one. Number three, and a reason for you guys to come during the week.
Absolutely.
So this was actually on a Dollar Dog Wednesday.
Yes.
It was a Trace Thompson in right field day, which is usually a pretty terrible day, right?
Yeah, not the best. Usually.
You don't want to see that. That's not what you want in right field. You want some polka. You want some polka power.
There's no
right
question.
field, but instead We've got some Trace Thompson out there, but it was made much more enjoyable by this young lady who showed up, and she looked 108'd the moment she showed up, and she wasn't sitting by us. She was down close to the
I
field.
think it was about section 111, 112.
Yeah, but like right on the field there, like
Yeah,
right
by
where
there.
security sits down
Yeah,
there.
exactly.
Although they weren't paying attention this day, and lucky for us and her and everyone else, and Trace Thompson especially, they weren't. Around the, I don't know, 5th or 6th inning, she starts yelling to Trace Thompson, and we're like, oh, what's she yelling about? I don't
Now,
know.
mind you, the ballpark's not very full, so the 108ers, we can hear yelling when it's
Yeah, it's
even a couple
yeah,
sections over.
There's only like 300 people there, and in our sections there's probably 12. So we could see her. We got good sight line, and she's yelling off to the field, yelling at Trace Thompson, and then she just decides to start flashing Trace Thompson.
You got it. Full frontal nudity, baby.
Unfortunately for Stoney and Jason, they did not catch this on the broadcast, but
Nope.
we assure you it was happening. Trace Thompson is probably telling the same story right now, maybe to her, but nevertheless, that was easily in the top 5, and that's our number 3.
The sad part is we were too slow on the draw to get a picture.
We didn't get any pictures.
We did not get a picture. in
Although
time.
I'm still questioning her age, so maybe I don't want those.
No. Definitely legal.
Okay.
Definitely legal. 100%.
On to number 2. Number 2 is our guy Johnny Nani.
Absolutely.
So
Big
we
performance.
had an outing at Ballpark Pub after one of the games. We were going to do a panel, and so that we invited Johnny to be on that panel.
Yep.
And just so happened the same day he was doing a tailgate. So we went to the tailgate, went to the game, and then he had a post-game tailgate at Shinnick's.
Yep.
So he then went to that. After that, he came to Ballpark Pub.
In fact, we were
For the
messaging
panel.
him because there were 2 panels that day. The Suck Machine
and
guys had the first panel.
this was very smart by Josh Nelson. He split up the panel into 2 groups. So the first group had like Jim Margulis and I think like Kevin Powell
from WGN.
from WGN. That was the first panel, wisely separated from the me and Johnny Nani panel, which was a far more inebriated group. But Johnny walks in. I mean, he came straight from this other
Yes.
post-game tailgate. And he's like seeing through time. And me and him just put on sunglasses for our indoor
Yes.
panel.
It's by 6:30 p.m. You're inside and you're both wearing shades.
And it was a smart move on our part. But the panel went well. Like it was actually coherent. It was a really good time. I was just sitting in amazement that he had drank so much that day. Like
Kid's an animal. That kid's an animal.
I had drank a lot that day,
Yes.
and I know I hadn't drank anywhere near him, and he was fantastic.
That's the God truth about the panels, though. The first panel was more baseball-y, but the people were just starting to get lathered up with the drinks and everything. So by the second panel, everyone was fired up, and they took questions for you guys. They allowed them to ask questions to you guys. That helped get the crowd involved, and so yeah, the crowd was roaring for you guys' panel.
I will say I made some really outrageous claims that day that did not come true. Did not come true.
What a shock!
I feel like Chris Volstad was talked up that
Mhm.
day, so those weren't.
And not by NWI Steve, not that great.
No,
Steve.
no.
That's an offline story.
Great story. By the way, NWI Steve was there for number 3 for the
He was.
for the Trace Thompson story.
Absolutely.
So on to number 1,
The grand prize.
the top dog of them all. We've got to go up to Detroit. for
That's
this
absolutely
one.
right.
So, Beefloaf, give me night 1 of this story of Wally Money in Detroit.
Okay, so the 108ers decided we're going to do a little trip to Detroit. We're going to do a Thursday game, a Friday game, a Saturday game. We're going to roll home on Sunday. We're going to get up there during the day on Thursday. So we get up there, and all of us, except for, I think it was the 2 of us, and Biggins, and Slumpbuster, and Wally Money on day 1.
Mhm.
And then Aloha Mr. Hand shows up on day 2. Now, day 1, you always hit it really hard. We did hit it hard, casino, all this stuff. Usually don't sleep as much that first night, and then we come rolling out of the gate. So we go to meet up with the boys for brunch.
I am in terrible condition at this point.
Teresi is having a hard time getting any food down whatsoever.
No, let me just clarify. No food is coming up.
Oh, no, it's coming up. You're just having a problem getting it actually in.
No vomitus.
No vomit, but
I just could not eat.
you were like Nicolas Cage in Leaving Las Vegas. Sort of that, a little bit of that feel.
That's exactly what it
You know,
was.
I could smell death coming out of you.
It was
you weren't.
radiating.
But you ended up, you do okay. So there's ways to combat being really hungover like that. You can do what Teresi did, which is try to block out the entire world, close your eyes, and hope everything stops spinning. Or you can take the Wally Money method and drink right through that motherfucking bitch. And that's what Wally Money attempted to do. And so he got nice and lubricated at our brunch.
Very, very lubricated.
We all split off then, and he went and met up with Aloha Mr. Hand, and he just kept that right on rolling. Now, the Friday game was a night game, so we went around, did a little bit of bar hopping. By the time we got to the bar right before we were going to the game, Wally Money was so inebriated, he was trying to buy all the other tables their drinks. You remember this?
Yes.
He bought some other group that we didn't even know. He paid for their entire tab as we were walking out and heading to the game. We finally get into the ballpark, and I remember and now, mind you, we're sitting, it's not like we're incognito. We're 10 rows behind home plate.
Right.
We have
We're
terrific
right
seats. And the Tigers fans fucking hate us to begin with from the Thursday game. So the Friday game, we're going to get back behind home plate. He's fucked up out of his mind. He goes over to the dugout. He is screaming for people to come and give him autographs. He's getting names.
Believe it
wrong.
or not, they did not go over and give him
No, he did not get an autograph whatsoever. Comes back, and now when you have a fucked up friend like this, you always put him in the spot where he can do the least
You
damage.
tuck him in the corner.
So we tucked him all the way in the corner by the wall, and 30 seconds later,
He fell asleep.
he was asleep.
So let us be clear. This is not why he's winning this. This is not a number one performance.
Not yet.
Passing out at the game doesn't get you a number one performance. It actually would put you in the not top 10.
Yes,
right?
exactly.
But so that night goes, he's wakes up later,
He
he's
rebounds,
all right,
he's okay.
whatever. But the next day, this guy shows
This is
up.
day 3 of the bender.
And he's not wearing any White Sox gear.
No.
He's got like Frank Costanza's Cabana wear on.
Yes.
Right? And
that's to go out and watch the Bears game.
yeah, and
We're not watching the
we're
Bears
watching
game,
the
Devin.
Bears preseason. You know, everyone's getting excited about Chase Daniels. And we're watching, and he's drinking along. You know, he's coming along slowly. You know, just like all of us were. No one was like out of the gate.
Yeah, no, he's coming out of the gate slow. That's
And,
what happened.
So we go around, and now he's drinking like he didn't even drink yesterday, right? So
no problem,
good
man.
rebound, and then we're at the game. And so some of the guys go to get food. Me and Wally Money are sitting there. These ladies come over to chat us up, and we're talking to them, and they're like, "Oh, so you guys are Sox fans?" And we're like, "Yeah, we're Sox fans." And they said something about Ed Farmer or something or other. I'm not really paying attention. I'm watching the game.
Right.
And Wally just turns to me and says, "Hey, I'm going to go up in the booth, man. I'll see you in a bit. Or do you want to come?" I couldn't even comprehend what the hell he could have been talking about. So I just said, "No, have fun. I'll see you later." 2 minutes later, he's in the booth with DJ and Farmio. Like,
yes.
there's pictures of him on the internet in his fucking Cabana wear with DJ and Farmio.
Yes, right there.
I don't know how any of it happened. I was sitting there, and I'm still puzzled to this day how the fuck it happened. So that's how you get to number one of 108ing. You go out, you get fucked up, you rebound, and then you end up in the booth somehow.
Somehow, exactly. You tuck your way into the booth, and you have a beautiful picture with you and a tired-looking DJ and Farmio. A beautiful-looking Farmio.
So that's it. That's our top 5 from 2018. Try to make the list this year. Stop by and see what you can do. Don't pass out in the seats, though. I don't recommend that. We're not going to see you the next day, and you're probably not going to get in the booth.
We'll plan to redo this again in 2020. on 108 Day again. We'll come on and we'll talk about some of this stuff. We'll do our top 5 again. So make sure you're out there.
Yeah. So a couple things real quick. We are going to be recording podcast on Thursday.
That's correct.
So the day after Manny Machado signs with the White Sox.
Right. We'll have plenty of content on that.
We'll be talking about that.
Mm-hmm.
In fact, I'm so confident that he will sign tomorrow. That if he's not signed with the White Sox, by the time we do the podcast, I will start the podcast off with a shot of Malort.
I love it.
That is my gift to you people.
Now, I have not yet moved him up to the top of the list of the podcast outline yet, because I'm not as confident as you. Maybe I'll do that tonight. Maybe I'll slide him up there, and then we can kind of figure it out later.
Well, regardless, I mean, either you're going to see me do a shot of Malort, or we're going to be talking about Manny Machado. I think it's a win-win. I don't see a real loss on either one.
Yeah, so look for our podcast. It's going to be coming out Thursday night. And let's just remind the folks, we do have the big Sox Fest after party meetup. That's going to be Friday, January 25th. We'll be at Buffalo Wings and Rings, 3434 South Halsted. Okay, there's tons of details if you go to our Twitter page, you go to the Sox Machine website, they've got all the stuff there. Sign up through the Eventbrite so that we know we can prepare for how many people are going to be there, because the list is building. We got a count today, and it was a lot. Like, it was more than the Bader-Brown meetup. So make sure you get in on this quick, just in case we have to cut it off, because I don't know if we're going to hit a capacity and then the fine folks at Buffalo Wings and Rings are going to tell us that's too much. We can't have any more people in there. So we might end up having to cut it off, so get your ass in there for it quick.
Get your ass to Moss.
That's
all right. We're going to take off. Thanks for hanging out. Happy 108 Day.
Peace.